Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Are the Florida Gators imploding? You know, this is not a type of video that I would normally make, but one of you guys sent me an article, and I want to take a look at it because coming out of Florida's loss to Utah last week, you know, they didn't look very good. The Gators did not look good at all. 1 of 13 on third down. They lost the turnover battle. They could not run the football. 13 yards on the ground for the Gators. Mertz was sacked 5 times. Their running backs, you know, you can say, well, Boogie, they were playing behind against Utah. That's the reason why the numbers were skewed. Their running backs were not very good. Trevor Etienne averaged 3.5 yards per carry. Montrell Johnson averaged 2 yards per carry. Florida was not very good against Utah. And I get it. Utah's a top 15 team, right? We can talk about Tennessee and their opening game against Virginia. Tennessee went out and did what they were supposed to do. They went out and they took care of business. And now we sit here right around the corner from Tennessee, Florida. That's when the season starts. Tennessee's got a glorified scrimmage coming up on Saturday. The season starts next week in the Swamp. Right now, Tennessee favored by a touchdown. When is the last time Tennessee's been favored in the Swamp? It is time we start turning some of these streaks, these losing streaks. 15 years of misery to Alabama. Snap, turned around. I keep saying Alabama's biggest hire in the history of the program is going to be when Nick Saban walks away. And that's what we are seeing with Florida. You know, we've been there, we've done that. We're going to get into it, but are the Florida Gators imploding? We're going to talk about it, but as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It does help the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't pretend to be media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tomorrow. Tailgate show an hour before kickoff. We'll be live immediately following the game as well. And then on Sunday, we're going to be doing a special live stream to cover the commitment of Chris Cole. He's going to make that decision around 6. We're going to go live at 5:30, take you all the way up to that commitment, and then we're going to open it up, and it's going to be a regular fan call-in show. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about this. One of you guys sent me the article, and I've been talking a whole lot about Florida. Can Billy Napier keep this thing together in his second year? Already on the hot seat. Is Billy Napier on the hot seat in year 2? You know, a year ago, they went 6-7. They scored 29.5 points per game. That's 57th in the country. They gave up 28, almost 29 points a game, 87th in the country, but it's year 2. It is year 2 for Billy Napier. Is he already on the hot seat? And let's take a look at the article here first, and then we'll kind of continue to dive into it. Breaking: Gators safety Jadarius Perkins to enter the transfer portal. Man, oh man, entering the transfer portal 1 week into the season. We just kicked off this 2023 season, and you've got a safety at Florida entering the portal. Look at the quote. He says, "I want to appreciate Dan Mullen and Scott Strickland for giving me the opportunity to be a Gator, something I'll remember and cherish forever. With that being said, I've decided to enter my name into the transfer portal as a graduate. A really unfortunate situation. I love all my teammates that has kept me up throughout everything. Outside noise means zero. Only the people in this circle knows the real deal, and that's all that truly matter. Wishing my brothers luck in finishing this season. You guys work so hard for it." So again, Florida safety entering the transfer portal just 1 week into the season. And then I love there at the bottom, outside noise means zero. And I get it. I understand, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we, the fans, what media, what we have to say. It's about that circle. It's about that locker room. But on the flip side, when you got to put it out there and you say the outside noise means zero, apparently it does mean something, because you are seeing it and you are hearing it. And that's what I think is happening at Florida already. I think Tennessee has a huge opportunity in week 3 to put the dagger into the heart of the Gators. Look, they got a brutal schedule coming up this year. Tennessee comes to the Swamp next week. Florida has to go on the road to play Kentucky. They have to go on the road to play South Carolina. Georgia, that's a loss. They've got Arkansas at home. They go on the road to play LSU, on the road to play Missouri, and then they wrap up the season against Florida State. There are a lot of football games on that schedule that the Gators can lose. Do they end up 4-8? What happens if Billy Napier goes 4-8 in year 2? Well, I want to take a look at another article here. Let me share the screen, show you guys this article that I found. This is over at Yahoo Sports. Gators, like FSU and Mike Norvell, must be patient with Billy Napier. You know, that's what I don't see their fan base doing. Their fan base does not seem very patient. They do not seem very happy. And if the Vols go down there and put a beating on the Gators in week 3, if they go down there and embarrass the Gators, I'm talking like running LSU out of Death Valley last year, and Josh Heupel and this football team have an opportunity to do that. What do the Gator fans have to say? How do they respond if Billy Napier starts this year off at 1-2? I don't think they're going to be very happy. Let's take a look at the article. It is believed that Ron Zook was the first to use the term noise in the system to explain constant criticism among the fan base and the perpetual media speculation about college coaches' job security. Now, here's the quote. Once that noise is in the system starts, it's hard to turn down the volume. He goes on to say it feeds on itself and it keeps getting louder and louder. Again, how much louder does that noise get if Tennessee is able to go down there, take care of business in the swamp? I know, I get it, I understand. I'm right there with you guys. Battered ball syndrome is real. It is real. It's been a long time since we've won in the swamp. You got to go back to the Iceman, Casey Clausen, what he was able to do against the Gators on the road. Been a long time. But Tennessee's favored by 7 points. Vegas wasn't built by not knowing what they're talking about. They are favoring Tennessee for a reason. If Josh Heupel, if this football team goes down there and takes care of business, the noise in the system is going to get louder for the Gators and Billy Napier. It says here, memo to current Gators coach Billy Napier. You better quickly find a way to lower the volume, or like Zook, your tenure will be short-lived. Ruined by the frenzied feedback and toxic negativity from the noxious noise in the system. Personally, I think it's ridiculous that Napier, just one game into his second season, a road loss to number 14 Utah, is already being lambasted by Florida's constantly outraged social media mob. Boys, does this not sound familiar? Goes on to say not only that, but there are those in the traditional media, such as esteemed national college football writer Stuart Mandel of The Athletic, who were already predicting Napier will go 3-9 this season and be fired. And again, I just ran down their schedule. It is a gauntlet. It is murderer's row. Billy Napier has his hands full, and the reason I'm kind of making this video and talking about it, because I keep talking about the opportunity that Tennessee has in week 3 to put the dagger into the heart, to put the final nail into the coffin. Right now, you look at the Gators class of 2024, Billy Napier and this football team sitting at 3rd nationally in recruiting for the class of 24. Can he hold on to that recruiting class if they start to lose week after week after week? Again, you lose to Tennessee. You're starting off the year 1-2. Your only win's going to be over McNeese State. Then you got Charlotte coming up. After that, it's off to the races. It's off to the races, boys. You got to beat Kentucky on the road. Is that your 3rd loss of the year? Vanderbilt. Don't even write off Vanderbilt against Florida at this point, but I'll give them that win. South Carolina on the road. Is that loss number 4? Georgia loss number 5. Arkansas loss number 6. At LSU, at Missouri, Florida State. This team could very well go 3-9. And then what happens? You go down that coaching carousel over and over and over. And we've been there and we've done that as Tennessee fans, right? Lane Kiffin, Derek Dooley, Butch Jones, Jeremy Pruitt. Finally, I think we've got our guy. We finally have a ball coach in Knoxville. But look at the Gators. It's been a long time since Urban Meyer was down there coaching in the swamp and winning 2 national championships. Will Muschamp, Jim McElwain. That's the embarrassing thing, man. Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen was the best coach since Urban Meyer, and he barely won a little under 70% of his games. And now enter Billy Napier, 6-7 a year ago. Been a long time since they were winning national championships in the swamp. Tennessee should have capitalized so many times that Florida was down and Tennessee found a way to screw it up. Again, Will Muschamp, Jim McElwain. Tennessee should have owned Jim McElwain. Is Billy Napier on the hot seat? What happens if the Vols roll into the swamp on week 3 and get the W? Again, a little bit different from the type of video I normally make, but I've been so focused on that Florida game because that's when the season starts. And what I saw against Utah did not impress me one bit. I think Tennessee's defensive line is going to be able to capitalize on the weakness of Florida's offensive line. What do you say? Jump in the comment section. Let me know. This should be the Wild West of comments. As always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. And you guys know the deal by now. Go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We got a couple of new shirts there. The VAWLS Talkin VAWLS. The letters that Danny White brought back, everybody's ripping off those shirts, so we're going to do it as well. We've also got cult member shirts because we're not a family here. We're not a community. We are a cult, and I think this video is the perfect time to advertise the Gator Hater merchandise as well. Whatever you want, it's there, bonfire.com/store YouTube.com/Talkin VAWLS. And as always, thank you to the members of the channel. You guys are who keep the lights paid around here, keeps the bills paid. Appreciate the way you guys support. You want to be a part of that. You want a power T beside your name. You want access to the fan call-in shows. Hit that join button down below. You can give as little as $1 a month. You give a little bit more, you give a little more, you get a little bit more, earlier access to the call-ins, all that type of fun stuff. But if not, that is fine. Smash the thumbs up because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.